1, 2, 3.
In the summer of 1973, Long Island musician Kip Carmen drove to Sound Exchange Studios in New York City to record his second single. He was 25 years old at the time and starting to come into his own as a bandleader and songwriter. By then, Kip was already an experienced live performer, having led one of the first rock bands at the United States Military Academy at West Point and opening for big-time acts including B.B. King.
That's the one thing that West Point gave you, was it gave you that foundation of work, week in, week out, singing every night,
Kip would go on to carve out a lifelong career as an independent musician, with highlights such as recording at Royal Studios in Memphis for High Records and working frequently with guitar legend Cornell Dupree. But in 1973, Kip was still relatively new to the process of making a record. His first record was a song called I'm Coming Home to You, put out by Musicor Records in 1972. Kip was excited to have one of his songs released by a prominent label like Musicor, which had recently had a hit with the Moog synthesizer novelty song Popcorn. But there were two problems. First, the song didn't come out the way Kip originally wrote and recorded it with his trio on Long Island. Instead, Musicor's producer Danny Jordan and arranger Rupert Holmes, best known for the Pina Colada song, took Kip's tape, sped it up, and layered it thick with synthesizers.
I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home to you. I can feel you're getting closer each day.
Second, Musicor wouldn't let Kip put his own name on the record, insisting that he use the pseudonym Kip Carson, a play on a TV show from the 50s called The Adventures of Kit Carson. Not the most promising start to a recording career. But the experience did lead Kip to form a new band and sign with a manager named Stan Klein from Omni Talent Management.
Eventually, there was better work if I was to put together an image group, which was the New Frontier. In other words, we had clothing, we had a whole idea of what we were and what we were projecting out to the audiences, changes of clothing, all matching, of course, and doing a show.
Omni went to work remaking Kip's image, putting his Native American ancestry front and center.
Was that your idea, or their
It was
management,
theirs.
or come to it together?
It was theirs. To me, it was like, I said, who really cares about Indians? Nobody cared about Indians, And besides, they marketed me as a successful one,
While Kip was on the road honing his live show, he kept writing songs. Two of Kip's originals were first recorded by a band called Compass in a single that has become a favorite among some Northern Soul aficionados. But Kip was itching for a chance to record the music himself, how he heard it. That opportunity came when Bob Morgan was lined up to produce Kip's next record. Morgan was an industry veteran best known for his work with artists like Bobby Vinton and Marcos Valle. Morgan's professionalism, care, and attention helped to lift Kip and the band to the next level musically. They turned out two outstanding tracks, including the energetic Psych-Soul rocker That's Enough for Me.
I've got chains that bind my whole life. Girl, I sure need you for my wife. Time's getting short.
On the flip side, Loving in the Morning features a laid-back groove that showcases Kip's R&B roots.
Jelly on my toast. Loving in the morning is what I like the most.
With this recording, Kip knew he had something good.
those songs were working for me live, and they were doing very well, getting great response.
a short-lived label called Queen Bee Records agreed to press 1,000 or so copies. And in September 1973, Kip picked up the 45s himself from the pressing plant in Nashville so he could give them away in Memphis, where Kip would soon be packing clubs across the city.
Very well received. I got great rave reviews everywhere we went.
But Kip would soon face a pivotal life choice.
The problem with me was that they wanted me to end up in Las Vegas, and I did not want to play Las Vegas. It was just not my head was not there. I couldn't see what I wanted to do musically as being this thing in Las Vegas, which is all glitter and shine, you know, and there's more image than anything else. I really wanted to get down into the singing.
Kip decided to stay on the path of an independent R&B artist, and he would soon part ways with Omni over this and other issues. Now without a manager, Kip put together a new band and got to work. Despite attempts to blackball Kip from playing in Memphis, where he had done so well with the New Frontier, Kip was able to get himself booked and was back to selling out those same spots within a month.
In the meantime, I was a big hit in Memphis, Tennessee, and there was conversations, okay, with me when I continued on the road in other cities and all over the country. Memphis was interested, and eventually I got back there to High Records, where Al Green was recording.
Kip cut a single called Macon Woman Blues that was put out on the High Records subsidiary Mock Records.
She was a spiteful city woman, always knew just what she wanted. She was a spiteful city woman, and what she wanted was what she got.
But that's a story for another time. In the years since Kip recorded his single on Queen Bee, the record has become an ultra-rare collector's item. Like many great records from the 60s and 70s, it represents a unique time in our culture, when a young artist without big label backing could walk into a top-tier studio and record an authentic piece of self-expression that stands up with the best of the era. For over 50 years, these songs have never been reissued, until 2025, with this very special release on the Continued Sound label, with remastering by Dave Gardner in Los Angeles, and a new cover and insert designed by Graham Wallace from Continued Sound. Kip is proud to have this record available again in stores around the world.